my life. I was really, really not prepared at all. But yeah. Most of you know me already. Most of you know something about me or have experienced me in their life at some point. And most of you all know what makes me tick and what makes me happy and what makes me sad or whatever, but you'll all know that I'm human and my life has been one of a roller coaster. It's not been something that's straight, and I think that that's something that's very reflective of a life with God. I think it's never something that is just easy and happy all the time, and always think there's up and downs, and I think that I've definitely experienced that, but it's something that I'm very grateful for. And I'll start at the beginning, I think I started to come to this church when it was actually Rachel, Vicky's cousin, asked me to come to Friday Club once. So we came along, and then after a couple of months, my mum asked if there was a service on a Sunday at a church. I'm joking. What?
Sunday school.
Yeah. So we started coming to church, and then managed to get my dad to come along one Sunday, which I never thought would ever happen. And then, I don't know what they said, but they got him, and then he was stuck. And now look where he is. Yeah. I think after we started coming to church, I think it became a normal part of my life, definitely, but I never really knew what it meant. And I was coming on Sundays, and then Rock Solid started, and then it was just normal life for me, coming pretty much every day of the week. And then when I was 15, I went to Uganda with Andrew and Sarah, and I think that was when my excitement and my passion for Jesus really started. Just seeing people's excitement for it and seeing how happy they were and how joyful they were, even though they really didn't have that much, I think was what got me, and I got the bug, definitely. And after that, obviously, I was a teenager, and I spent a lot of my time out at the weekends and coming to church on a Sunday, and like a routine, you know, I go out in the weekend and I go out and get drunk and I go to church on a Sunday, sometimes with a hangover. I've got to be honest, you know, I'm not going to stand here and lie about my life, because that's just how it is and that's how it was. And I think it was last year, yeah, I decided to go to Bible school, and I thought, going to Bible school, you know, it's going to get all my life together, and I'm going to be all sorted out, and I'm going to learn about God, and I'm going to get to know more about it, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to thingy. And honestly, it was the hardest year of my life. I know I'm only 19, but it was the hardest year of my life. It was really difficult because emotionally, I couldn't cope. I was just, my dad will know the amount of phone calls he got, and every day I was just crying. I was just crying all the time. I just couldn't cope. I don't know what it was, but I had nothing emotionally at all. And I don't know how it came to mind, but I started every morning going for a walk. They had a thing called the Loop, and it's like a half-an-hour walk. And I just walk around it, and I'd just be saying to God, you know what? I can't do it. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck, and I don't really want to know you, but I know that the only way that I'm going to be happy is knowing you. And I just poured my heart out, because I was so used to praying on a Sunday in church and being, God, thank you for this and thank you for that, and can you do this and can you do that? And it was almost like God was my little, okay, can you do this for me? And then afterwards, when it was alright, I wouldn't think about him. But then when I was having a bad day, I'd pray. And it was getting into that routine, and I thought, you know what, I need to break out of it. I need to spend more time with him. So every morning, I'd go for a walk. And I think I realised that when Jesus is all you've got, that's the only time that you're complete. It's the only time that you're fulfilled, because all the time we're searching for something. We're searching for money, we're searching for relationships, we're searching for something to fill that hole in our heart, and it's never going to get filled. Because as soon as we've filled it with what we think will fill it, there's something else that we want, and there's something else that we want, and it's never, never, ever, ever, ever fulfilled. And I think that is definitely something that I've realised, that when you're having a bad day, or when you need guidance, or when you're lonely, or when you're lost, He's the only one that's going to be there for you. I've written some words down of what I think God is, and I've written, God is faithful, God is almighty, He's forgiving, He is love, He is the definition of love. There is no other definition but God. he's caring, and he cares about all the details. He cares about one of us. I heard about where was it? Where loads of people got saved. The Philippines. The Philippines. John was telling us 2 million people got saved. That, for me, I can't even think about that. That's not a number that the human mind can think about, there being that many people. But God cares about one of them. If just one of them got saved, that is important to him, and to me, that's amazing. You know what I mean? 2 million people, and he cares about each and every one of them. He hears every single one of their prayers. When we're all sat here, we're all praying to what is our God, yet he hears every single one of them. He doesn't just hear one of them, every single one of them. That's amazing. And the last one that I put down was, he is passion and he's compassion. He is passionate about us. He's passionate about wanting to know every single little detail of our life and being involved in it all. Not just the bits that we want him to see, because he sees it all. We think that he doesn't see certain bits, but he does. The things that you think during the day that you wouldn't dare have anyone else think about, he hears them. But he still loves you, because he has compassion for us and he loves us. Being in Romania the past 3 months, I've learnt a lot. At the beginning I struggled so much with it because I'm stubborn and I'm opinionated and I like my opinions and I like them to stay like that, and most of you probably know that from debates that we've had. What? But I think a big thing that I've learned, and it's a word that I know I struggle with and I know me and my dad when we talked about it struggle with, is obedience. That is not something I say very easily. Obedience isn't something that comes to me naturally or anything, but I think reading the Bible, I realise that the obedience that we give to God is obedience that is going to benefit us. He doesn't ask us to do anything that's going to hurt us. He does everything for our best interest, even though it might not be what we like. And I think another thing that I've learned from Romania is how important it is to smile at people. I think receiving a smile from someone, just walking down the street or just talking with someone and them just smiling at you, being interested, I think that is something that is such a blessing to people, and I think, yeah, that's definitely something that I've learned. And so a Bible passage that was important for me when I was at Bible school is Ephesians 6, verse 10 to 20, which I'm going to read. It says, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. Put on the full armour of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armour of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand. Stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of Spirit, which is the word of God, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert always, keeping on praying for all the saints. Pray also for me, that whenever I open my mouth, words may be given me, so that I will fearlessly make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am ambassador in chains. Pray that I may declare it fearlessly as I should." God is real. He's not just the person, the thing that you come to on a Sunday and he's stuck in church waiting for you to come to church. He's real, he's everywhere, and he wants to know you. He doesn't just want to know me. He's not just part of my life, he wants to be part of your life as well. And I think that's something that I'm really passionate about now. And today, as I'm getting baptised, I pray that this will be a new start. This won't be the end, this is just the beginning. Like Steve said earlier, this is the beginning of our lives. For me and Matt, this is the beginning in Jesus. And I pray that that passion that I've developed for him will also develop in him.
Lovely, thank you.
Bye.